Hello, Musto006. We're back for part 9 of Mega Man and Bass. Last time we took out Pirate Man, and that leaves one remaining Robot Master. And good gods, I hate this stage. You can burn in hell, Burner Man. You and your damn stage. I suppose I might as well get out of the way right off the bat that there was only one Robot Master stage from Mega Man 8 that I haven't yet talked about in terms of the graphic style being copied from. So yeah, Burner Man borrows heavily from Searchy's stage. So we're in a jungle area, we have lots of bubble bats, we have lots of these enemies that you have to hit in the head, otherwise they split apart and shoot missiles at you, so make sure you have to take them out in the head. And yeah, you're also going to see lots of these areas with these floors that you can fall through. So yeah, there is a hole in the floor behind that Sniper Joe. I'm being very careful here, trying not to get hit as much as possible by anything literally in this stage, because there's so much, as you see I fell through it, there's so much in this stage that just does damage to you that I really feel like I need to conserve my health as much as possible. But yeah, those floors, they're going to be much more annoying later on. That's kind of like the baby step one, telling you, oh, that's the gimmick that's going to happen. Then we get these giant gorilla that throws these balls at enemies, and that one's not quite so bad. You just have to kind of like time the jumps properly. And this one's actually laughably easy with Mega Man, at least, since you can shoot through the walls. Not quite so with Bass. We'll see how Bass has to deal with that enemy. But yeah, it's actually not too bad. This one can be a pain in the neck to time out, because there's not really any way you can really gonna hit the gorilla, and you've also got that spine running around on the floor. So yeah, time that well. Wait for the spine to be over to the left-hand side, and the gorilla pretty much having just thrown a boulder at you, so that you can kind of jump over the gorilla and hopefully not land on the spine as well. But it can, easier said than done. And yeah, like I said, there's these floors with holes in them all over the place, and this is a particularly annoying screen for them to be on, because it's effectively a tower screen, or a long climbing section screen. So yeah, you fall through and basically you end up, well, you could end up at the bottom. Now, I don't actually think I fall through any more holes, thankfully. During this playthrough anyway, but yeah, it's impossible to know where they are unless there happens to be an enemy above it that you actually shoot, and for instance the and potential health energy or weapon energy that drops falls through. If it does that, great, then you know where the gaps are. But unless it does that, unless you just happen to already know where they are, it can be really freaking annoying. None more so than on this bit. Fortunately, there is a very helpful guide. That enemy that's with the lightning barriers, the hole is directly below that, because there's spikes below that. So yeah, you fall through that hole and you are done. Always nice having holes in floors right out of spikes. Ugh. And now we've got the gorillas throwing the blue balls as opposed to the black ones, so the black ones kind of explode on impact. The blue ones just kind of bounce around the screen, and lastly we have the spike balls throwing gorillas, which yeah, they split apart into spikes, and I got my timing all wrong there. Basically, you want to try and aim for the area down at the bottom where I eventually got to the safe point as soon as possible. Pretty much as soon as you enter the room, slide through ideally and get to that area as quick as possible. Not impossible to dodge it, you know, when you're up on the higher ledge, but yeah, might as well get down as quick as possible. And that brings us to the spear room, which doesn't start out too bad, but quickly gets really freaking annoying toward the end, because all these spears are just incredibly hard to avoid. Or maybe they're not, maybe I just screwed up there, but anyway. It's, yeah, I find them really hard to avoid toward the end of the screen. This is also a really freaking annoying screen that I blitzed through with Mega Man. Bass has a much harder time with it. And I didn't actually get hit there, amazingly. Those birds that are coming from the left and right-hand side of the screens can just be in the worst possible positions, particularly when you're sliding through a narrow gap. If one just happens to be sliding through at that height, you are pretty much going to take a whack. Anyway, that brings us to the second to last screen of the stage, thankfully, which is full of one-hit KOs with these giant tellies that drop fire bombs on the floor. So yeah, that fire, you're on the ground, you're not high enough up, that fire touches you, instant kill. Always fun. And unfortunately, you've got these sodding cannon enemies, which seem to take a buttload of hits to destroy, and you've always got to. I'm really always nervous on that screen, just because it's a race to try and get high enough up so that you're not on the ground when the bloody yeah, telly fire bombs go off. Ugh. That wasn't too bad of a stage, actually. I'm reasonably pleased with that. Burner Man, on the other hand, is probably one of those few Robot Masters that I can go in with a full health bar and never be comfortable. His moveset is is seemingly completely randomised. He does have some better ones, so admittedly he can cooperate. As you see, by doing that one particular move, his health's already down ridiculously low. But yeah, anyway, he likes to do this wave burner attack. Sometimes he'll do it where he'll turn off the wave, and in which case you can just kind of get an opportunity either to get some hits in or slide under him. But this one here, where he does it, where he just continually fires it, you can only ever, at least with Mega Man, as far as I know, slide through after he's off on his first or third jump, and it's incredibly hard to get the timing right. He also does an attack where he jumps into the air and dive bombs at the floor, and it spreads fire waves out from the ground. He also, when he does that constant wave burner attack as well, he shoots these bear traps out on the floor, which if you get stuck on them, they themselves don't do any damage, but it can be really freaking annoying if you're kind of caught in a bear trap and you're just kind of like wiggling from side to side trying to get out, and you see a giant flaming Robot Master with a giant flaming weapon coming at you. Oh my goodness me. Oh, and in case you didn't notice, there were spikes on either side of the screen as well, so you haven't got like a super long safe area, you know, to get out of his range. There are spikes on either side of the screen, so of course you're constrained to the platform in the middle. Admittedly, it's not a huge area, but still, the extra room would, even despite the fact that he can kind of like go off screen and it's not just contained in one room, a bit like Tengu's boss fight. So yeah, the extra room just feel would be very beneficial. But oh well, I get to talk more about Burner Man with bass, but when we get to him. But yeah, here is the bass playthrough of the level. It tends to be a little bit easier, as most levels do, with bass, simply because of his double jump, which is a huge help in certain screens, particularly this one. You can just skip the whole damn section if you know where the gap is. I tend to find that with bass on this one, you have to be pretty strategic with where you place yourself. So here I can stand on that platform and shoot diagonally down, well out of the range of the gorilla. And here, because I can't shoot through the wall, where Mega Man had an easy time of it, thankfully with bass you can just kind of stand on the edge here and just shoot diagonally down, and you'll take out that gorilla no problem. For this one as well, you don't have to be anywhere near as precise with Mega Man. You can simply slide and double jump through, and his ability to shoot up here certainly helps with clearing out some of the enemies. It also helps if you don't know where the holes are, as I just kind of pointed out there. Now I didn't know where that hole was since I fell through it, I think, on the just not 5 minutes ago with Mega Man. So I was just pointing out that of course you can fall. If you do fall through the hole with bass, you can certainly catch yourself. So here's me kind of probably showing where all the holes are. Or at least a few of them. I didn't dare show off where the hole was here, but trust me, it's below this spike barrier enemy. I didn't trust my reflexes, just in case I couldn't hit the double jump in time. Also quite helpful here for getting around that enemy. For Mega Man, you would probably just get to the bottom corner of that ladder, and you should avoid the blue bouncing balls. But yeah, if you're not quite quick enough, the likelihood is you'll take a hit, because you can't really do enough damage to the ball first off. And here is me actually getting the timing right there. So yeah, I dashed through, having learnt my lesson with Mega Man, not having slid through, and got to this area quite quickly. Of course, I'm at a slight disadvantage here again with bass, and it's that like Mega Man can just stand there and shoot through the wall. Can't do that with bass, so I have to keep doing tiny jumps with bass to get that little bit extra height so I can shoot above the wall and take out the enemy. But not too bad. Just be mindful of when the spike ball is going to explode, and yeah, time it so that you don't just jump straight into it. I'd say the screen is about the same with Mega Man and bass. The difference really between the double jump and the dash as opposed to the slide doesn't really make too much of a difference. But anyway, I seem to got through that pretty well with bass without taking any damage. So yeah, but maybe I got lucky. Maybe it was just a bit better recognition of the pattern. But here's the annoying thing with this screen with bass, as you can see. Mega Man could just slide through the bottom there, so he could just kind of bypass the screen a lot quicker. With bass, I've got to take the top route. I've got to take out this stupidly freaking annoying Rhino who has an absolute crap ton of health. I've got to consistently keep turning round to face the right-hand side to shoot the birds that come off on the right-hand side of the screen so I don't take a hit. This screen's just tedious with bass. At least with the Mega Man, and I got lucked out, frankly, during a little bit earlier by the birds not coming down low, so I didn't take damage. But yeah, bass can't do that. He's got to just take out the sodding Rhino enemy and just constantly turn around so he doesn't get hit by the birds. This screen's probably more and less, both more and less annoying at the same time. Like, admittedly, with basic double jump, you can probably clear screens a bit, or you can get up higher a bit quicker. But as you saw there, the enemy is a bit harder to take out, again, with Base's Buster being weaker, so I screwed up my placement, admittedly, but still, if you don't take out the cannon enemies quicker, you're more liable to take a hit, because of course what I did there was I just jumped straight up into the cannon. So I thought, okay, well fine, I didn't take it out, but I'm not staying on the lower area where the giant flame's going to come and one hit KO me. So yeah, fine, I'll take the hit from the cannon and just move on with my life. Ugh. I didn't talk about this dragon enemy, by the way, last time, but yeah, it's guarding the boss gate. So yeah, just make sure you take it out in the head. As indeed I didn't do with Mega Man, but fortunately I was quick enough to actually take it out before the head kind of detached too far and ran at me. So probably one of the rare fights actually that I probably prefer with Base, funnily enough. Yes, he takes longer to kill because Base's Buster is weaker, but the double jump for Base just comes in so handy here. Mainly for the attacks where he does the wave burner, simply because if you're kind of like close to him and you can kind of corner you. So here with Mega Man, he does it 3 times. I'd have to probably slide under him, which is okay, but can be a bit tricky. With Base, I just double jump over him, as well as having the dash and double jump. If he does the one where he consistently does the wave burner and never turns it off, it's probably a little bit easier to get out of the way with Base. But yeah, the downside, of course, is that he takes longer to kill, or at least with the regular Base Buster, he's a bit weaker. So ordinarily I wouldn't like to stay on screen for longer, but I do, funnily enough, probably find this fight just a little bit easier with Base, even though it does take longer to kill. So you can see these freaking bear traps. And I got a little bit lucky here, so I was just in the perfect placement, or he just did that 4 wave burner attack move, where I was just able to hang on to the right hand edge of the ledge there without actually going into the spikes and avoiding his bloody wave burner as well. But yeah, and you're actually going to see me take like a hit here at the end, which kind of really put a damper on the fight. But he was down at 1 health for like ages, and he wasn't flashing like his invincibility period. And all of a sudden, he started flashing. So I thought, oh well, I've got him. And that final hit seemed to take about an eon to take him out. I don't quite know what happened there, but yeah, he should have gone down way earlier. I shouldn't have taken that last. Or I don't feel like I should have taken that last hit. If I know it was going to take that long, I'd have dashed and double jumped over him. And it would have been a much better fight. I think I only got hit once or twice there, as opposed to Mega Man. I went in with a full health bar with Mega Man and only had one more hit and I died. Base, I went only in with about I want to say no more than 2/3, and still finished with about 1/4. So yeah, actually a pretty good fight with Base. And the weapon, Wave Burner, different colours for Mega Man and Base, but yeah, we've seen this weapon quite a lot actually, because I've used it already to collect certain CDs. But yeah, it just shoots out a flame wave, I suppose, and it kind of like vibrates up and down. But yeah, it's one of its primary uses, as we've already seen, as I say, is to break through certain walls. It almost serves as the Crash Bomber or Hard Knuckle of the game in terms of getting through destructible walls. But that's the stage, and actually didn't go too bad, despite my consistent complaining about my hatred for this stage. But that brings us to the CDs. And firstly to Mega Man, at the end of the first screen, there was some sparkles down at the bottom right-hand area. I didn't go down there during the Let's Play because there wasn't any point, it's a dead end. But yeah, there were some sparkles there, so get out Rush Search and have him dig there. There were also some sparkles, hopefully you saw them, underneath this gorilla enemy. So of course, first of all, we'll take him out. I'll get low down so Mega Man can actually hit him. Continually jump over the balls it shoots. Again, it's not too bad once you get into a rhythm. But yeah, we'll get Rush out, and he will dig up a hammer, because I didn't put Rush in the right place. Yeah, the game can be a little bit finicky there with the. To be honest, I feel like he really should have still dug up that CD. I wasn't like miles away from it, but yeah, clearly I wasn't close enough to be able for Rush to have dug out that CD, and he dug out a hammer instead. Wonderful. So, the climbing screen, we're actually not going to go to the climbing screen, we're going to take this passage through the right-hand side, which is not a solid wall, it holds a, well yeah, a secret passage to get through, a Rhino enemy that we can have to take out. Admittedly, you can get through here with Base and just probably ignore the Rhino enemy, get to this point, double jump up, but so since you can get this with Mega Man, I thought I'd show that off. Simply get out the Ice Wall and, yeah, use it to get up and get to the CD. That brings us to a CD you may have seen during this climbing section, up on the top on the left-hand side of the screen. Again, probably much easier to get with Base. so you can just double jump through, but they, of course, because there's a hole in the floor. But again, you can get it with Ice Wall, so yeah. I thought, well, again, why not? I'll show off as most as I can with a Mega Man and Bass will play a supporting role for the CDs. The CDs are obviously in plain sight. Just make sure when you drop down through the past the enemy, or sorry, past the screen with the spears, that you don't drop all the way down. Just go over to the left-hand side and pick up the CD. Now this freaking CD, I'm not going to have much time to talk about it, admittedly, because it actually goes astonishingly well here. But you saw the sparkles. You have to have Rush dig in this screen, in this tiny gap, with the freaking birds, which keep coming out. If they come out low enough that they're going to whack into Rush, they're going to disrupt his digging cycle, and he's going to just get hit and go away. That section is a pain in the neck. I was so lucky there, but it only took 2 goes. But yeah, you have to kind of keep Rush there and kill the birds, and yeah, it's a huge pain. But anyway, once you get past that screen, don't go right when you fall down in this little last grassy area. Go left. There's a CD by the there's a CD past the wave block, and there's also a CD up there in that hidden area up in the wall there that I also showed off. So yeah. But of course we're not quite done with Mega Man. We've got one more CD to get. So we'll progress through the last area, and it's we'll use Ice Wall to get up there, because otherwise Mega Man would have a hell of a time. And it's on the final area, or the area just before the final telly comes in. To try to incinerate the floor. So yeah, once again, get out Rush, he'll dig, or dig in the right place, and he'll get the CD. That, I believe, leaves us 3 to get with Bass. So this one you might have seen before. You can get that with Spike Guards, but I thought, again, I might as well show these off with Bass. I'll get out Treble Boost, and we'll just use Bass to get right over the spikes there. Eventually collect it, but don't think that's the end of it. No, continue going left, go over a massive spike pit. You can get that with Mega Man again. You just need Ice Wall, but again, it's just way easier with Treble Boost. And yeah, that's that. So there's one more CD to get. It's in plain sight in the area with the Rhino. But yeah, I'm probably going to leave it there because I haven't got much time left. I'm going to say I'm not going to deal with the CDs effectively. What happens when you get when you collect them all? I'll save that for the final video. But yeah, this is the final CD. This is all 100. And yeah, that's pretty much the end of the video. So it's just down this area here. Just use the basic double jump to jump over that area through the wall and get it. So yeah, final Robot Master stage done. All CDs collected. Hope you've enjoyed this video. And yeah, join me next time for the start of the Fortress stages. Oh, they're bad. They're very bad. Sure.